Hey y'all, welcome back to the Herb Lady. I hope this video is finding you guys as well as can be with these fluctuating times that are taking place. I know it's been a while since I've posted onto my YouTube channel, but I hope that you guys have been doing well for, the year of 2021. Um, for those of you that know, I am a nurse by trade, and I returned back to work this year in February. And with things kind of fluctuating, and I'm also, with me being a psych nurse, um, my job kind of took up a lot of my time and my energy. I'm actually getting ready to change positions, so I'm excited about these changes that are taking place, and at the same time, I'm also trying to find a balance with still being able to do my business, because this is my passion. This is where I really get to help people and kind of talk to people and see where people are at, and kind of get a deeper understanding um, of the mind and how it works, and just being able to share my gift with the world. So, with that being said, we're going to get into this reading here. This reading today is just, we're going to be pulling 3 cards. One from all 3 of my decks. You can't quite see this one. This one's the elemental deck. This one is the tarot deck. And this one is the planet cards. So this one is astrology deck. This one is the oracle deck. This one is the tarot deck. So we're going to pull one of each for all 3 fire signs. For Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start with the planet cards, and then we're going to pull the element cards, and then we're going to pull a tarot card. So for some reason, when I was doing you guys a shuffle, the song that was coming into my head, sorry, I had to take a drink of water. The song that was coming into my head was Common, and I think it's Erykah Badu, Love of My Life. Love of my life, you are my friend. So you may have somebody that you are in love with, that you hold in high esteem, that is a dear friend to you, but you love them on more than the level of simply being a friend. This person or these people, if you're poly, this person literally is the love of your life. Meaning you probably won't find another person like them in this lifetime, and you're probably starting to realize that and see that. So that may be dawning on some of you guys if that is your situation. But for some reason, that song was coming through my mind really strong while I was doing the pre-shuffle. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to pull a card for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I'm going to just call you guys Sag, because as of late, I work around a bunch of people with Sagittarius placements, and especially with Sag men, I've learned how terroristic y'all can be at times. So I've been calling you guys Sagittarius, and I don't mean to offend nobody. It's kind of my running joke. Let's go ahead, because I really can't talk crap, because I have quite a few Sagittarius placements in my chart, like a lot of Sagittarius placements. But let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to pull a card for Leo. Suave and cool Leo. Leo just, as long as you ain't coming for their ego or their pride, they pretty much manage to remain very calm. Alright. But Leo has a lot to say today, as we can see. So you guys are like getting planet cards, meaning, you know, the energy of the planets is really has a message for Aries and Leo so far. We're going to see what's pulled for Sagittarius or for Sag. These cards, because they're like, as you can see, my hand is like, yeah, this is kind of tough to grip. So my hand kind of struggles to shuffle them a little bit. But these are great cards and they're very much worth incorporating in the reading. For those of you who are readers yourself, I strongly recommend you getting these cards. Kind of gives you an area of focus when pulling Oracle. Alright, okay, so I guess Sagittarius, y'all got a lot to say, because you're the only, this will be my third reading this morning. Air signs is after you guys, and you guys are the only sign that has needed 2 cards from this deck, okay? I've been very strict with 1 card only, but since this card, as I'm trying to put it down, literally falls to the floor, that's kind of a sign that it wants to be pulled. So let's go ahead and pull for Aries. One card for Aries, please. One card for Aries. All right. Okay. And now some tarot. One card for Aries, please. One card for Aries. Okay. Alright, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to start over here with Aries. So for you guys got a planet card. That means that there's a planetary energy that's taking place that is requiring a particular amount of focus from you guys. And you guys got the moon. So this is a new moon reading. And with the new moon coming up in Virgo, for Aries sun, I believe that this is your 6th house of service. 6th house represents service. It represents health, taking care of your health, being of service to others, mindful meditation practice techniques. This isn't so much about the spiritual aspect of meditation, it's the physical aspect of meditation, because this is Virgo energy. So you guys are really being called, like, your unconscious sensitive inner emotions and responses. So being called to practice meditation for the sake of your health and addressing unconscious thoughts and inner emotions, the way that you're responding to people based off of emotions due to a lack of inner reflection, which is why the moon is calling for you to focus. It's calling for you to focus on what's going on the inside. I'm sorry I keep moving the card because the glare from my ring light is catching on this card. But the moon is calling for increased focus from you, Aries. Okay? So for your element card here, you have atoms. And that's building. These are building blocks. Atoms, as we know, atoms are the building blocks of the universe. Like, they're so very small. It's those very small and minute things that make the biggest difference. The biggest difference, okay? Without atoms, we wouldn't have cells. Without cells, we wouldn't have tissue. Without tissue, we wouldn't have organs. Without organs, we wouldn't have a whole living system within our body. And that's the same for Earth and her structure. Atoms are needed. So getting back to those basic building blocks and correcting or fixing, whatever may be misshapen or out of shape and those building blocks. So your unconscious really is a place where you do hold a lot of building blocks, and it makes a huge difference in the course of how you maneuver your life. Your unconscious is a huge building block. Your conscious and unconscious mind, they kind of set the foundation for how you build life around you. You know, so for Aries, you guys are really being called to take a look within your unconscious mind to see how things are working in the within the processor, within the back of your mind, and really pay attention to that and do some mindful meditation practice techniques. Even exercise is a form of meditation, because you're moving your body and you're getting into a focused state of pulling your body up out of its normal state in order to heal the body, if that makes sense, you guys. It's a very active state. In meditation, you know, there's so many different ways that people can engage in meditation. Even cleaning your house can be a meditative state. I know it's a meditative state for me. I usually get some of my best aha moments when I'm in the process of cleaning my house, because in cleaning, it kind of lets my mind go on autopilot enough to where I'm not so lost in my conscious mind that my unconscious mind can take over, and I can listen to my higher voice, and my higher voice can actually, you know, tell me what it is that I'm needing to reflect on or what I'm needing to correct. So for your tarot card here, you got the Ace of Pentacles. They're asking that you reflect here and do some mindful meditation practice techniques in order for you to kind of get that big aha moment, so to speak, because this aha moment could possibly be to your benefit, where you are experiencing exponential gains as a result of taking some time to really reflect upon yourself. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into Leo here. You guys, like Aries, got a planet card, and like I said, with the planet card, this is a certain planet that's demanding your focus and attention. So for you guys, you have Vesta. Vesta isn't necessarily a planet. It's more of a Vesta is a asteroid. So Vesta is an asteroid, although small, still makes a huge difference in the chart. If for those of you who are into astrology, I strongly recommend that you go and look up Vesta in your chart, and look what sign Vesta is in and where it falls in your chart, like what house Vesta is in and what sign it's in. For this card, Vesta, I believe, was a Greek goddess, and it says the goddess within your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. You know, so for Leo, I feel like you guys are really being called to focus on your inner dignity. You're being called to focus on where it is that, you know, where it is that you shine. You know, like the first thing I get when I look at this card is to ask yourself, where is it that you shine, and how you can apply that shine and that focus. One of the things that Leos are very good at doing is shining. Even the quiet Leos that I've known, you guys just shine, and you have to find out where it is that you can focus that shine for really like the maximum return, and you're getting your energy matched, and you're seeing the returns on the energy that you're putting in, you know. So, and for your elemental card, you guys got adventure, south. Maybe you need to go south. Maybe it's time for you to head south and go on that adventure that you've been meaning to go on for a while. And maybe in doing that, you will find the inner goddess that you've been seeking the whole time. You will find that inner shine. You will restore that inner shine that you've been seeking to restore, not even consciously knowing that it's been in need of restoration. You'll kind of be able to reach back into that childlike energy that we all know that Leo has and possesses so greatly, you know? So it's time to go on an adventure. It's time to explore, Leo. It's time to take a chance. If you're thinking about moving south, somewhere south of where you're living, whether it's a neighborhood south of you, whether it's a job south of you, whether it's an adventure or vacation in the south, you know, do it. Now's the time to do it. It's Vesta is saying, like, look, I need you to pay attention to me. I need some stimulation here. I need to restore my shine. I need to restore parts of who I am. And by taking that adventure and looking south of you, you'll probably gain a lot of insight. You'll gain a hell of a lot of insight because you have the Emperor here. You'll be able to gain control back over your life. You see the Emperor here? This Emperor holds life in their hands. The Ankh is the symbol of life. The Ankh was not only the symbol of life, but the Ankh was also able to conduct electricity. So literally, you will be able to regain and get in touch with the power that is within your own hands. This is big boss status, big boss energy. And not boss in the sense of being the boss over somebody else's life, but being the boss over yourself. The Emperor sits on the throne and has conquered his shadows. He sits over his shadows. He realizes that his shadow self is still a part of him. It's still a part of, you know, something that he can be susceptible to. But at the same time, the Emperor, so to speak, has mastered this side of himself. So he sits on the throne over it and holds life within his hands. Go on that adventure. Go take that trip. Go make that move and get your life back, Leo. Okay? All right, so we're going to move on into Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius. So here y'all go with y'all 2 cards being all extra and stuff. But I love y'all though. All right, so you guys have the 12th house and the 8th house. You guys got house cards. Leo and Aries got planet cards. So your focus is on the houses, and the houses is kind of where what energy and the places that you really need to extend an extra amount of focus towards. So for Sagittarius, you guys got the 8th house and the 12th house. Both of these houses are water houses. The 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. So there could be a Scorpio that's on your mind, or you could have a lot of Scorpio placements within your chart, which is causing you to undergo deep personal transformation, and that is okay. The 8th house also rules, like it says, it's a transformational area of your life that is about shared resources and intense emotions. So Sag, you may be experiencing a lot of intense emotions. Who else got this card? Pisces and Virgo got the 8th house. So what I'm seeing with a lot of the mutable signs so far is that because your energy is so mutable, and with mutable signs, you guys can kind of tend to go with the flow, or you can, you know, you change with the seasons. It's easier for you to endure and face change. But given the fact that the 8th house is a fixed house, this is a house that requires some staying power, because transformation is often not easy for a lot of people. A lot of people are uncomfortable with change because with change comes the fear of the unknown. Things are changing, so there's a fear of the unknown that's taking place, and I feel like with Sag, you guys are probably experiencing a fear of the unknown. There's changes that's taking place around you that you cannot control, and you're in fear of what's coming next. You know, so the 12th house, which represents the subconscious, this is the 12th house. And personally, you know, like for myself, I have Sag moon I have Mercury, and I have Sag Venus. So, you know, the 12th house, and I also have a business called 12th house. So, 12th house represents, you know, this says this is an area of your life that is overwhelming at the moment. You need to yield to a greater cause of power. So, 12th house is subconscious. 12th house is the God energy. 12th house is a place of hospitals, institutions. This is where you get, you know, it's the collective subconscious. This is where you get down and do the nitty-gritty work that's really taking place in your mind. You know, this is a house of deep psychology. Eighth house is two, so you have two very intense houses, because what I'm seeing is that there's a lot of emotional change and fluctuation that's taking place in the mind, and there's a lot of stress that's on the subconscious right now because of all the changes that are happening. One, Sag, you have to be assured in the fact that despite all the changes that are taking place, you are ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter always blesses abundantly. Jupiter is not going to abandon you and just leave you out there, okay? And the 12th house is also a house of that's ruled by Pisces, and Pisces, who is your cohort, and being ruled by Jupiter. You know, it's like you guys have the staying power, and you have the capacity to be able to handle the changes that are taking place, especially with this new moon. It's a new moon in Virgo. Take this time to set your intentions. You know, if it is the fact that you need to be in a position where you can have joint assets and shared resources in order to quell some of the intense emotions behind being alone, or it is that you're in a position where your shared resources is causing you a lot of intense emotions because you're unsure about what's going to happen. Utilize this new moon to set your intentions and plant the seeds for the life that you do want. Utilize this new moon to be in a place of prayer, to take time out to just pray and meditate and reflect and be grateful for what it is that you do have. A lot of the time, you can quell those deep inner emotions through simple gratitude. You know, like just being grateful, starting with what you do have versus constantly thinking about what you don't have, makes a huge difference. I'm not saying it's going to be an instantaneous change, like everything's just going to change as soon as you start being grateful or saying I'm thankful for this and that it's a process of waking up in the morning and saying, man, I'm grateful for waking up today. I'm grateful for the life that's bestowed on me. I'm grateful that I have a car. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. And then watching how it amplifies tenfold, 20-fold, 100-fold. Because gratitude, like love, is one of the highest frequencies and vibrations that we can put out into the universe and watch our returns come back to us. Okay, and with, you know, you being Sag and you're ruled by Jupiter, everything is like expansive. It's big. It's really big. It's larger than life. So take the energy of gratitude and be grateful for what you have now, and watch how it grows, and and watch yourself be grateful for what it is that you're gaining and what you will have then. Okay? So for you guys, your element is solidarity, inner core. Like I said, this is a lot of inner core work. This is a lot of the 12th house and 8th house. Like I said, it's a lot of that psychological, that deep psychology. You know, this is what I feel like is who you were taught to be, the expectation that you put upon yourself to be is falling away. Everything that you thought you were, everything that you thought you were supposed to become is falling away. It's breaking away. And it's, as I don't know if you guys can see it, but here in the center, you know, their identity is breaking away. Like this identity that society has told them that they needed to have, that parents, family, friends, well-meaning coworkers, bosses, whomever have told them that they needed to have. All of that shit is crumbling and breaking away, and the bird is coming out and flying free. Who you really are is coming out and flying free, Sag. Like, you guys are undergoing some intense ass energy. Like, you guys are experiencing some very intense moments where you're very much questioning yourself, you're questioning your point and your purpose in this life, your role in this life, how your life is supposed to look for you, where you're headed in life, and all of the things that you thought you were supposed to be is being proven that that ain't you. Be you. Be you. Who are you at your inner core? Who are you without all of the expectations of everybody else and everything else being put on you? Who are you, Sag? And really, this is the aspect of living in your sun sign. Sag, as we know, is the teacher, the great philosopher, the great traveler, the one who's out here that always sees the lesson in everything and is able to take that lesson and teach it to others. Sag is the teacher. Not to say you're literally a teacher, like a professor or a school teacher, but what is your role? What is your core? Who are you at the core? Minus the expectations that people have put you to, that you have put yourself to based off of watching others in your life. Who are you, Sag? That's a question that you have to be able to answer, which is why you're being taken through this 8th house energy of transformation and this 12th house energy of deep psychology and subconscious. And if you have to go to therapy to figure it out, if you have to write and journal, if you have to lose your shit for a little in order to find yourself, do so. As long as you ain't hurting nobody else. To everybody else, it's going to look like you're losing your shit when really it's coming together. This process of all of this breaking away, to other people on the outside looking in, it looks like you're losing your shit. Like, oh, they finally cracked and they're falling apart. No, the real you is surfacing. The real you is breaking free. That's really what's happening, Sag. Okay? Who the fuck gives a fuck about anybody else's opinion of you besides you? It's your job to give a fuck about you more than others give a fuck about you. Okay? Because the sun is there. Like, for real, y'all. Like, y'all are being pushed towards some really fucking amazing stuff. Like, really amazing. Really amazing. Like, this is, I'm gonna say, out of the 9 that I've done so far, you guys, is the 9th reading. You're ruled by the 9th house. You're the teachers. You're Jupiter. This is like the best reading that I've seen so far out of the 9 readings that I've done. You guys really are being pushed towards being your true self. You're being pushed to shine because your shine is needed. It's needed. The sun, which is also ruled by Leo, but the sun is fire. The sun is the brightest object in our solar system. Jupiter is the second brightest. If you ever look up into the sky, the brightest star that you see up there, the brightest one, is usually Jupiter. You guys have to shine. You're being called to shine. You must shine. And sometimes shit has to get dark. You have to look at the dark recesses of your mind. You have to look at what it is that you've been so dependent on, whether it's a person, place, thing, money, cars, status, job, whatever. What it is that you've been dependent on to define you as a person. You must let it go in order to establish and become face to face with who you truly are, which is the sun, which is the light. Your light is so important. So please utilize it. Please get in touch with it because it's needed. Okay? All right, so we're going to go into the card that all the fire signs you know, kind of have, and that's the Hierophant. This is the card that's underneath the deck. This is commitment. This speaks to commitment. Aries, you guys need to commit to your health, you know, commit to taking better care of yourself, commit to doing better for yourself, whether that's through meditation, exercise, giving back, however that looks. Take better care of yourself and watch how new beginnings open up for you. Leo, you guys have to commit to getting your inner self back, to getting that energy of yourself back. Commit to that. Commit to going on that adventure. Commit to finding that inner goddess. Okay? And Sag, y'all already know what to do. You know what you're committing to. You got to commit to being your true self and shining your true light on everyone and everything around you. Not the version of yourself that's based on the expectations of society or other people around you, or even the not so great expectations that you've put upon yourself. Commit to your true self, Sag, okay? I love y'all. Take care of yourselves. Mind your business. Drink your water. Go for your walks. Take care of yourselves. At the end of the day, take care of yourselves so that you can turn around and be the best person you can be in order to help those who are still in need and finding their way out here. Okay? I will talk to you guys later. Bye.